The secondaries opened up a little bit with the screwdriver, and I didn't put any more starting fluid in it this time. Trying to, again, this time with some ether, and the secondaries are still open a little bit with the screwdriver. Try it again. More ether and butterflies still on. Interesting. Now I have gas. Gas is flowing, I should say. See, we got gas. But either flooded it or got too much, not enough spark. I don't know. We'll see. Did that scare you? So I cleaned up the spark plugs and hopefully we'll get some better firing, or I'll have to go to a different set. Starting to dislike this car. So the carburetor is definitely getting fuel. I don't want to have to pull it off. I don't know what else to do, but it's getting fuel for some reason. It's the, maybe I just need new plugs, but it's not wanting to spark anymore. So something else needs to happen. So all I've done different now is put some second gen plugs in that I cleaned up. I found actually 3 different sets in my garage. So I'm not going to use any ether or anything the first time, and the butterfly for the secondaries is not open. I'm going to just see if it even fires. Evidently, we still have issues. That helps. This time I'm only going to use partial secondaries open with the screwdriver. Before it was mostly open. More crappy starting fluid. Exhaust back on. Gotta try to see if I can see the other sight glass. Where is it at? That'll make it very easy to see, that's for sure. Well, I guess I cleaned it off enough to see that there is fuel in this side too. Man, that's disgusting. The router doesn't look very good. Last time it just fired. I actually shot carb cleaner in through the exhaust ports from the outside and in the carb. All right, try it again. Back up. Put your foot on the clutch.
Get it on the clutch. And the brake. No.
All right, that's good. Plug your ears. Got a decent amount done today. Mostly I replaced the fuel lines on the carburetor, and that was kind of a pain because I had to go get the correct line and then had to get some different size line and had to go back to the store to get the correct size again because it's just the line was so old and cracked, and the people that were helping me, long story short, got the correct size fuel line, and we're getting fuel at the carburetor now. I was able to even see the fuel in the bowls on both sides from the sight glass. This Nicky carb has the sight glasses on each side, and so you can see that there's actually fuel in there. So that helps diagnose issues a little bit. And then after it was snapping and popping and not really doing a whole lot, when I was trying to start it, I ended up putting a set of second gen plugs in. I actually have 2 sets of second gen plugs that are used, of course. And it's not really like running, it's firing. But I'm just trying different combinations of things. like holding the secondaries open a little bit with a screwdriver. I was actually shooting carburetor cleaner in through the exhaust ports since I have the exhaust manifold off, and that seemed to get things going a little bit towards the end of the day. But I found a lot of corrosion inside the exhaust ports. I was surprised at how corroded it was. It was just nasty. But I was also able to look inside there and see that the rotors, at least the front one, I was able to see that's in pretty decent shape. So I hope that the rear one isn't blown or something. I can't really tell with the rear one, even shining a light and the camera and everything in there, and feeling with the finger or whatever. Other than that, I was contemplating taking the carburetor off, but I don't want to get into the carburetor. That is a hassle and a pain, and there's fuel going to the carb, and it seems like it's decent as far as that goes. So I don't want to get into the carb. So next, I'm gonna probably just make sure that the exhaust ports are cleaned out a little bit better, the best I can with the engine in the car, and then put the replacement thermal reactor on there. I think I'm gonna put it on there, and maybe I'll drop the exhaust first and just have the thermal reactor hooked up and see if that, if it'll fire that way. I think the exhaust from somewhere after the thermal reactor to the back might be clogged or plugged or something. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe the muffler's shot and it won't flow, and so it blew the thermal reactor. I don't know. But definitely lots of wonderful things still going on. Little hiccups and junk, and but it is it's nice to see that it's still firing and trying to start and not giving me. It's giving me hassle, but it's actually still firing. So that's the important thing, and trying not to kill the dang battery. Yeah, that's about it for what I got done today. And man, it's kind of a slow go process, but we're getting there a little bit day by day, and maybe we'll get to the autocross April 21st of this year.